everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. We're working on our third weekend in a row of charity quilts. This is the boys and second batch going around, and I've done a tumbler block, a really fun and easy tumbler block using my 10% or 10-degree wedge, and I just flipped it and flopped it. I went from the 25 to the 20 and then just lined it up and gave a trim. I cut my 5-inch fabric, just nice big strip here, and then just flipped and flopped it and then gave it a trim. So what I've been doing is adding these two to these little panel pieces. This is also fabric that I got from Northcott. It's called Polar Buddies, I think it was. Just to be sure, you can probably just go look it up if you like, and it's flannel. So I've added the tumbler block in between I'm going to add it between here and here because this will be the other side of this one, and then one on either side, just like the one behind me, okay? Super easy, great way to put a collection of fabrics together, great way to build out a nice big quilt too, because you can do the tumbler at any size. I think the one that we have for Christmas is about a 8-inch tumbler quilt. So, all right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to add, so what we do is you can't line it up on a straight edge because it's an angled edge here. So just pick a spot, sorry, pick a spot near the top where you know you're going to have it's going to make a nice edge, and then at the bottom, and then you're just going to trim these to fit, okay? But making sure you're keeping around whatever the length that you have this fabric here. So when you go to line up the second piece, say you're doing chunks of fabric in between, nice big strips of 5 or 10 inches or something like that. Break it up, make it fast and easy. When you're lining it up, making sure you use the top of your previous piece as guidance to make sure you're not pinning this like way up here and then it's way crazy off. You know, you're making sure it is in line with the other piece. Okay, and then pop a pin in, and then you're gonna have to pin all the way down to the other side, making sure you pretty much have equal portions of the green, which is the top tumbler there, and the white, which is the bottom tumbler here, kind of equal somewhat portions in between, trying to make sure you have that straight line. Okay, I'll pin on this side so you can see my colors. Okay, there we go. And this is a quick and easy quilt. And I have a mix of fabrics here. I have some cottons and just some flannels. So, you know, it'll be for some fun texture. And I have some really cool, I'm not sure if it's called paint fabric or school fabric or something like that, but it's got paintbrushes and crayons and all sorts of stuff. It's a big wide one back there. That'll be the backing to the next set of boys and girls quilts. Okay, so we're just going to sew this down with a good 1/4-inch seam allowance all the way. Doo-doo-doo. All right, and then we do another row of tumblers. I'll show you how to put those together as soon as we get this row on. And we'll add them to either side. And of course you can add 2 rows of tumblers in between, how big you want the quilt, right? So this one's going to be about 40 by 36, approximately. But I can always put more on the bottom or frame it around with the tumblers, right? So, okay, there we go. There, see? And then we'll give it a little press. And then we trim all that when it's even at the end, okay? Because we'll have the other ones to trim off as well. Okay, so put our little blocks here. And of course, if you were to do 3 blocks or just 2 blocks, or you got 5 blocks, they would alternate, you know, on how they would go. You know, it's up to you, depending on how big you do them as well. Oh, seems we missed something back here. Whoopsies. That happens. It just got missed. But unfortunately, it needs a little bit of a seam ripping. Get some of those stitches right near the end here out. Come on. Oh well. It happens. At least we noticed before we got all the quilt together. A couple times you get stuff on the long arm and you're halfway done quilting and see a little seam that got missed or something. So, all right, so move that back into position. There we go. Okay, now press that. Looks everybody else seems to be a-okay. Okay. And this is a good way to use some of these flannels you may have left over from backing projects or whatever. I thought this was a super cute, fun flannel with all these little, you know, polar critters on it. And the peoples. Okay. So there we go. Super cute. And then we'll just put some tumblers together. Now you can do it in opposite or have them be consistent what you have going on here. I think I'm gonna, you know, that one was the middle one. I think I'll mix up for the outside edges. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll just do these guys. Are they cute? Adorable. Okay, so when you're putting your tumbler together, you're making sure it's a narrow and a wide end together, okay? If you were to put the narrows together and the wides together, you're slowly going to end up with yourself a nice big circle, okay? So if you put them like that, you're going to end up with a nice straight line going all the way around, okay? So line up your corners, and they should not lay straight next to each other. They should be a little overhang, okay? You see how that is? But as long as you got them going from corner to corner, that's okay. Because you'll still make a nice straight line in the end. Okay. Now this one needs to go, that's a narrow blue. Need a wide top of the white, or the wider part of the wedge. Now this one will alternate between how they were because I have 3 colors here. Okay, so it'll always be a flip and a flop. I think we needed 11 was to finish off a row. So you think a couple panel pieces or a couple of big chunks of fabric and 11 tumbler blocks per row, 33 blocks, and you've done yourself a nice little kid quilt. And it goes together pretty fast. Especially if you were to thinking about it row by row, or just, you know, you had 2 colors and you could just chain piece those 2 colors together and then those 4 together and then those 8 together and then so on and so forth. You know, you could, oops, you could always do that. Okay. Ooh. This was cute. I think this was the back to another kid's donation quilt last year sometime that we picked this up for. Sorry. Okay, we've got 2, 4, 6, 7. Let's go 8. 3 more. And then we'll pin it up on the outside edge. Trying to give equal portion to the upper tumbler and the lower tumbler. Okay, so what do we need? Piece of white. And of course, we're working on the Scrappy Bargello, the green Scrappy Bargello tomorrow, so please join us. Hopefully it'll work out. We've got all my strips cut together and some of them sewn, and it'll be interesting, that's for sure. Okay, I think I just needed one more after this, didn't I? I think so. Oh, I didn't like that corner. It chewed it. Oh no. No, me's hungry. Start the other side. There we go. think we need one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. We want the wide to the narrow, and the narrow to the wide. And then we give that little row a press. And we add it on the side, and then you pretty much end up with it like that. That's got moons and donuts. Check that out, eh? Made me laugh. It's like moons and donuts. How cute is that? Sorry. Apologize. And then we'll just line this up. Gotta make them a little fun, right? All right, so let's move these little buddies off to the side here. And then we have to figure out, okay, what do we want? If this was a narrow wide, we could line that up a bit and have those wides coming together. You know what I mean? Think about it. Or if you want it so it comes just right there, just in line, so you have a majority of a tumbler. That's up to you. I kind of have this little about having it halfway sort of in between. And you can always flip and flop and line things up and see if you're getting it pretty bang on, like close enough. Then why not? Pin it. Be a rebel and pin it. Make that commitment. And then just work your way down to the other side. Okay. Laying it nice and flat as you go. And then, like I said, making sure if you were to flip this, is that like a similar portion? See, he's a wide bottom too, right? Yeah, good enough. As long as that's going to be nice and flat up there too, okay? Give a little bit more room at the bottom there because we could have used just a smidgy more. All right, there. Pop a couple pins in. Let's try to make sure we get everybody this time. I think we're good there. Okay. And then you just pretty much make another row and attach it to the other side. So it's a good, fun, easy project. Great for a beginning quilter too, like especially if a young one who wants to make their own quilt. You know, this is a good one. This is a fun one too. They could pick colors, and maybe each row would be a different set of tumblers. That's a, you know, great scrappy one. You know, great I Spy one. Great, you know, collection, tumbler bags, you know. Tumbler pillow. All right, don't get poked. And if you want to make sure all your tumblers are running the same way, you know, you can do that. It's all up to you. It's just a fun little pattern. You can use a little ruler, or you can go and print off a template and then save it and just keep reusing it and reusing it and reusing it. I wouldn't cut too many. If you're laying the paper on top and then cutting your fabric out, make sure you're using a nice straight ruler to help line that up too. And make sure you're not cutting through too many layers. Okay, because that'll shift. And your top ones may be awesome, but your bottom ones maybe not so awesome. Okay, so now that's that other row. Okay, you can see how fast that comes together. Oh, pretty cool, eh? There we go. All right, now we just need to put another 11 together. And now do I want it to look like the first row? Do I want it to look like the second row? Does it matter to me? I think it matters to me. So yeah, we'll make it look like the outside one. So we need a monster and then blue. Now is that the way I think I had? It's going to go that way, the wide. There we go. All the things you have to think about, if you want to think about it. Okay, and then it was a white, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Okay. So that's pretty much how I'm gonna finish this off. And you can see what I've been up to. And when you see on Long Arm Wednesday, you'll see them both getting quilted up with some really fun patterns. And hopefully I have enough of my fabrics to make it to the end. I believe so. You know, if I had 3 colors and I needed 12, I know I'd need 4 of each color. If I had 4 colors and I needed 12, I know I need 3 of each color. You know what I mean? So just make sure you have that allotment. Unless you're doing it really scrappy style. You know, we could, you know, the only reason why I added a bit of the green was because of the bit of green in here, and then of course with some of the monster flannel here, a little bit there. Don't forget to check us out on Patreon. We've got really cool, fun videos going on there. So check us out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can check out our Facebook group. And yeah, we have lots of fun. Keeps us out of trouble. Pop is agreeing with me. 2, 4, 6, 7. Nope, nope. Oh, did I move this out of sequence? Nope. Uh-oh. I did because I started off with the monster. Darn it! Okay, I have to put a monster on and then work at the bottom. I was like, wait a second, I went from the wrong end. Arr. Okay, who noticed that? Must be new needle time. Or sometimes I think it does that with flannel. I don't know why it does that with flannel. Choose it up a bit. All right, now, monster at the top. There we go. Keep this together. All right, need a white. So easy to get distracted. Shiny object. Right, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and then we need 11, and then we're good, okay? What do you think? If you were doing like a really big king size quilt or a big twin size or something like that, if you got like a half a row done every night and you'd had like, you know, 20 rows to do, you could have it done in no time at all, really, when you think about it. Okay, we need one more, right? Correct, 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 I think. If not, we'll soon find out. Okay, so we'll leave all these off to the side. Like I said, I'm going to make another one. I'm going to toss some more tumblers. Now I have that easy wedge to play with. And I can make some more tumblers at any point in time. Make an awesome little scrappy quilt too. Whoop, where do you think you're going? All right. Doo-doo-doo. We're almost there. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Okay, so what I was trying to do was match my outer edges here, okay? See how I got monster on the outside with his wide bottom in? I don't know if that's going to make it the same way I did. Okay. So wide monster on the outside, wide bottom in, which means narrow over to here, okay? Like I said, we can fold the fabric over, making sure we're just kind of eyeballing it, you know, giving it the best we can, and then popping some pins. Okay. And he is right there at the edge. Okay. Now taking a couple more. Just spreading your little row out. Just go back here, you. And use as many pins as you need. I mean, if you know that you need to put one every like 2 inches or whatever than that, then put one every 2 inches. Sometimes I put more or less, depending if I want to be rebellious. Make sure that's coming out nice and straight. And then we trim all these off, okay? All right, so add our last row. Like I said, it makes for a very quick quilt. And then be sure to watch for next weekend's, which is the girls' second batch, for that easy pattern. Okay. And line up and go. Try hard not to sew over your pins. I know some people say it doesn't matter, but I've had pin needles break because they've hit the pin. So to me, yeah, it does matter. Never get so scared in your life as you're sewing away like a mad crazy person and you're like, ah! Makes you a little leery for a while. All right, so give that a little press, and then I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll trim it up. And then we're done, 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 till tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoyed all your bonus videos this past week. You had 2 extra, well, 3 for Patreon. Well, 3 total extra videos for Patreon. But yeah, we had the extra kids donation quilt, which you did on Monday, and then you had the extra long arm Wednesday video. So with the bear paw and then the donation quilts. There we go. Super cute, eh? Then we just trim it up. Trim it up. Take your big ruler. Sorry, I got my big hoodie on today. Move that off to the side. And try and make sure you're giving yourself a nice, clean, straight edge. Try and line up panels. If you got a couple panels, make sure you're trying to get as nice and straight edge on the second one as well as the first one. Oops, line up a little bit better there. And then, perfect. Now, trimming on the bottom. Okay. And we hope to see you tomorrow on the live stream. We're still busting the green Bargello scraps. All right, take care, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and we will see you tomorrow. Boys donation number 2, check, done. See ya.